Hey guys, I'm the Game Muse, and this is a review for Maid of Sker. Maid of Sker, without any spoilers, is about it's a Welsh folklore game. Almost got a little bit of Swedish in there. The game, it puts you in at a hotel. You start at a train, then the train takes you to this hotel where there's this grand opening, and you have a song with you that you have composed for this special grand opening. You were asked by your good friend and very hot love, Elizabeth, who wanted you to bring the song over for this grand opening. But when you get to the hotel, a bunch of stuff has gone down. There's people that are blind. They look like they have bags over their heads and they can't really see, but they can hear. They have very good hearing. And those are the monsters in this game that you have to avoid and run from. There is no fighting. Once you get to this hotel and discover these bad people, these monsters, you get told by Elizabeth that you need to find 4 cylinders. These 4 cylinders has a song. Together they make a song that can stop the entire thing and save all the people, save the world from this horrible event. There is this siren that makes like this music that turns people into these things. So once you set out to get these cylinders, you will experience a lot of different jump scares and so on. The atmosphere is very creepy. There is a bunch of different areas in the game that you need to go to. You don't need to actually go in a specific order, I think. You just kind of explore on your own, which is a very cool thing. It's very unusual for horror games, I find. Most of them are very linear. But the main point in this game is the horror. What do we think about horror? It started out very great. You aren't thrown into the scary stuff. You kind of get to look around the world a little bit, see the hotel during the day, and then when you get in, it slowly turns into night. But it's just in the beginning that the horror is like at its max, and then it so slowly sinks down. The main point in the game that I like is the atmosphere. The atmosphere in the beginning was really good, but once you kind of get into into the game, the atmosphere kind of just gets lower. It's not really there anymore because you've experienced it so much. And then the main scary thing is the jump scares, which can get you. They can get you. But the monsters, you're scared of them at the beginning, in my opinion. But later, they're kind of like not really a big problem. You can just walk past them, and nothing really bad happens. It's very easy to learn the game. So if you're new to horror games and want to try out something easy, just casual, then Maid of Sker would be a very good choice for it. But if you're more experienced horror game player and want something like really scary, something that will make you shiver and run for your life, then Maid of Sker might not be the game for you because, as I said, it starts out great, but it doesn't. It disappears. The scares, it disappears. And one thing that the game does well is the story. The story is pretty good from beginning to end. You talk to Elizabeth a lot on some kind of telephone booth that she contacts you through, and she's stuck in the attic, so you gotta go and try to save her. I'm not gonna tell you what happens in the attic once you get there, but yeah, I don't want to spoil too much, so I'm trying to keep as many spoilers away as possible. And at the end of the game, you'll know that there are two endings. So there's a good ending, and there's a bad ending. I'll let you figure out which ending is which. I'm not gonna talk about the endings too much because that will just spoil it. But in case you wanna know, the bad ending you get if you don't go to a certain place. You need to go to a certain place to get the good ending. I made a let's play. I got one of the endings. I'm not gonna tell you which one. If you want to see it, I'll leave the link to the first part in the description, so it's there. But would I recommend the game? Like I said, for newer horror games players, then yes, this might be a very good game to start out with, to kind of get you into the horror genre. But as a more horror game experienced player, I wouldn't recommend it really. The only biggest part is the story, and I think in a horror game that's a big minus because it needs to keep that atmosphere going, or at least escalate it, and just not have the jump scares as the main thing. You need to feel frightened all the time, and the game doesn't really do a good point on that. But if I were to give it a point, I would say that the game is 6 out of 10. It's for me, coming from me, that's a very casual point, very average. It's not great, it's not bad, if you get what I mean. The price of the game for what it is 24.99 euros. Worth that much, I'd say. A lot of effort probably went into the game to try to make it as good as possible. But compared to other horror games, it just falls short, in my opinion. But of course, this is my opinion, so you should check other reviews out as well to get their opinions and just see if it's a game for you or not. If you're not unsure, you can always check some parts of my Let's Plays, as I said before, and see just what you think about the atmosphere and the jump scares. I don't have much more to say about the game. If you check it out, leave a comment what you thought about the game. If you already played it, leave a comment as well. I would love to hear other opinions. If you enjoyed my video, my review, I will be making more of every game I do a Let's Play of. So leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night. Peace.